What's up, YouTube? This is Red Zone 101. Got another video for you. A little different from my other ones. This is a video that I've been thinking about for some time now. Want to do a video on my top 5 choices for 22 for self-defense / home defense. Now, most people, when they think about a home defense firearm, they think about something like this right here. This here is an HK. I'm going to unload it because my guns are loaded on me when I'm normally carrying. It's unloaded. This is an HK VP9 SK. It's a 9mm. It's got about I think about a 2-inch barrel or something like that, and weighs probably about 23 ounces. Real compact. Holds about 9 rounds, but you can buy 15-round mags for it. And this is what most people think about when they think about a carry gun. Again, it's not loaded. Now I'm going to load it back up because when I'm out, I always have at least one that's on me that's loaded. Okay, back in the holster. We'll put that round in later. Now, why would somebody, if they were going to look at having a firearm for self-defense, why would they pick a 22? I mean, you've got 9mm, no, you got 380, you got 9mm, you got 40 cal, 357 Magnums, 38 Special, and so on and so on. So why would somebody look at 22? Well, let's say you're getting a little older and you can't handle recoil as easy as you could when you were younger. Let's say you're a little recoil sensitive. Let's say you're just not comfortable with some of the larger calibers. If that's the case, then 22 might be the thing for you. I like 22. I've been shooting 22 for over 30 plus years. I love my 22s. And I've learned as long as you get a good quality 22, keep it clean, use good ammo, they shoot really well, and they're very, very reliable. So I wanted to just go through a couple of the ones that I keep for self-defense if I'm going to carry, or home defense, or something to have at home. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, my first one is, let's talk about my options for carry. All right. Now, you've seen this one before. This is a Ruger try that again, Ruger LCP2, and it's in 22 caliber. Pop the mag out, the mag is empty. The gun is empty. There you go, you can see. This is an excellent option for carry. I mean, very compact, very small. This has an excellent trigger on it. The magazine holds 10 rounds. I've got a little clip on it here so I can clip it on my pants. So I don't need a holster for it, but that's my clip I put on it. I also got the laser for it. And this laser is really nice for those quick shots. Once you have it sighted in, I mean, this thing is very accurate. So this is an excellent choice for carry. They're not terribly expensive. And if you're like me, let me put this down for a minute. You're not only going to have one mag, but you're going to have, let's say, a couple of extra mags. And these mags are so small and they weigh so little. I mean, you can carry 3 or 4 of these and wouldn't even really notice it. So this is an excellent option for carry. And it's 22. And as I've always said, if you put the rounds in the right place, good shot placement, it'll get the job done. So that's my first choice. Okay. Now, let's say you don't want to go with a semi-auto. Semi-autos, with 22, you do have to be careful. 22 ammo sometimes has a tendency to, let's say maybe you get a bad round or whatever, it doesn't fire, so you're pulling like the trigger, it's not firing. You've got to rack that round out, eject that round, let the slide go back and put a new round in and get back into the fight. So let's say you don't want to carry a semi-auto for 22. And I do understand that, but when I use good ammo, for the most part, something like this right here, let me grab it, CCI mini mags, this is really good ammo. I mean, first of all, any 22 that you're thinking about carrying, you need to go out and practice with it and try a variety of different ammo through it, especially a semi-auto. Because sometimes semi-autos can be a little finicky, or, you know, they like certain ammo better so than others. If you use something like this right here, and I'm not going to knock it, this is good for practice. But at the same time, when you got bulk ammo like this, sometimes the quality control isn't as great as if you have, let's say, this right here, your CCIs and your smaller packages here. And CCI is one of the best 22 ammos you can buy out there. So anyway, and I don't get paid to say that, I'm just saying that from experience. So anyway, let's say you don't want to carry a semi-auto that's a 22. I can perfectly get that. So your next option might be something like this. This is a revolver. I've shown with this one before. Let me safety check. It's unloaded. There you go. This is a Ruger LCR in 22. Now these LCR revolvers come in everything from 22 to 22 mag to 380, 357 Magnum. Like, I mean, they just go on. So anyway, this here is a great option. Okay, revolvers are simple. You just press here the cylinder release. You pop the cylinder out. You load up through your cylinder here. Let me show you if you can see that right here. Put it back in and you're ready to fire. And the great thing about a revolver is that if you come across a bad round, what do? Just pull the trigger again. Normally I don't dry fire, that was just to demonstrate, but you just pull the trigger again. And since this is, the hammer is internal, you're not worried about this snagging if you put it in your pocket. This gun carries really, really well, and it's a really well-made gun. So those are two of the options that I would consider for carry. Okay. Now, if I was thinking about something, let's say just for the home, I'm not really interested in carrying it, then you might want to consider something like this here. This right here, let me safety check, is a Taurus tracker. This actually holds 9 rounds of 22, or this cylinder that I have in here now is actually for 22 Magnum. So this right here is a very versatile gun, very accurate. It's got a 4-inch barrel on it. This is a really nice gun. And as I said, you have another cylinder. So if you wanted to switch from 22 mag to 22, just pop that cylinder in. It's real simple to do. Let's see if I remember how I like to do that. Sure I do. You got a button right here. You press that button. Give it a little tug. There we go. That comes out. Take your other cylinder for 22. Press that button in again. Let it go. There you go. And it's that simple to switch from 22 mag to 22. So this is a great option as a, let's say, a bedside gun. Put it in your dresser, what have you. very simple to use, and not really terribly expensive either. And these guns are pretty reliable. There's not too much wrong that can go wrong with a good revolver. And gotta say, Taurus makes some pretty decent guns. Their quality control has come up a lot, and gotta say that I really like this gun. I mean, very, very accurate. The sights are great on it. So this is a great bedside gun, a great gun for the home, and that's my 22 pick. This is the model. Let me get my glasses out again. Getting old. Although it's a blessing to get old, especially these days, so I'm not going to knock it. This is the model 992. And as I said, this is a great bedside gun. And actually, very, very intimidating. I mean, that's, even though it's a 22, wow. You point at that at somebody breaking into your bedroom or into your house or what have you, trying to, heck, even carry. I could carry this with no problem. And I have. This is intimidating. So anyway, that's my choice for a good home slash car gun. Now, if you wanted something that's a little more intimidating, okay? Let's say you're at home, somebody's breaking in. You want something that's going to make a statement, okay? This is my choice for that in 22, okay? Got somebody breaking into my house. They're trying to do a home invasion. They're trying to hurt me and my family. I take this out. Pull that up. Do a safety check. Take the mag out. It's empty. This right here is an HK 416. This right here is a really sweet gun right here. I've got it set up here. I've got a sight here that's good for close quarter combat, and also is good for let me see, medium range too. The retinas in here, they illuminate green and red. It's got great torrents on it. I've also put 45-degree side mounts for my pop-up sights. So let's say if my scope goes out, it breaks, I can go from scope to my pop-up sights here. So I have a really nice setup with this. This works for me. Let me put those back down. And as I said, this is an HK 416. And this is in 22. Let me show you the other side. I really like this 22. This is very, very reliable. I mean, this right here, this is my range gun. I love taking this out and practicing with. It's fun to plink with, fun to practice self-defense shooting. And like I said, if I had to use this for self-defense, this is a great option for the home. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking the Ruger 1022, which is actually a great firearm. Probably one of the best 22 semi-autos made. There's been more of those sold than almost, maybe any other 22 on the market. Highly accessible. You can accessorize it in so many different ways. But this gun right here, as is what I would always try to build my Ruger 1022s to be. I love that stock. Now the barrels are kind of thin, but at the same time, I haven't heard of anyone really having any problems like with the barrels. And like we're talking after like 10, 15,000 rounds, 20,000 rounds. I mean, this thing just keeps on going. So this is my HK 416 in 22. So this one right here, like I said, this one here, someone's trying to break in, you want to make a statement, this right here. And normally when I run these guns, what I use is CCI Mini Mag. CCI makes really good ammo. I have very few problems with them. Normally when I'm running my 22s, my semi-autos, I use high velocity mags. My 22, I use CCI mini mags. Sometimes I use the velocitors. Sometimes I use the stingers. But you need to check and actually practice and see if your gun will actually work well with those higher velocity rounds. Because sometimes with the stingers, they're a little longer than your average 22 rounds. So you want to make sure that your gun is going to cycle those reliably. Something else I found out works really well with my semi-autos, especially my HK here. The mass is trying to come down. Is these right here, these Aguila Super Maximum. These here are even shooting faster than these right here. These used to be my go-to when I wanted a 22 with some punch. These CCI Stingers, these are shooting at about optimum about 1,650 feet per second. Now your normal 22 high velocity round is shooting at about 1,200 feet per second. So these here are really moving, especially when you're using a rifle. Handguns, the velocity isn't as much, but still, you're going to get a nice little pop there. But these Aguila here are even moving faster than the Stingers. These are clocked out at about, I think it's 1,700 feet per second. And these actually cycle really well in my semi-auto. I mean, I really like these rounds a lot. So, oh, wait a minute. That was only 4, right? Let me show you a favorite of mine that I've had for years. And there are going to be some people that are going to be like, really? But I love this firearm here. Let me make sure it's not loaded. Hold on a minute. Takes a little longer with this one, and you'll see why. This right here is my Henry Maris leg in 22. Now, this is a lever action with a red dot on it. Now, some people would go, why would you use a 22 like this here with a red dot? I mean, this gun right here, I've had very few problems with. I mean, this gun here will feed just about any 22 ammo I put in it. Whether it's a 22 short, which is very low velocity, a standard velocity round, a 22 long rifle, 22, this shoots just about everything, okay? And it holds 10 plus 1 rounds. 10 rounds like in the tube here, and 1 in the, like the chamber. But this is a great gun. I've had this gun for years. It's very accurate. And I put a red dot on it. So when I put it up to my cheek here, and this gun has almost no kick. I bought this gun originally because of the look. I just thought that it was such a cool gun. If you remember the old Western series, Wanted, Dead or Alive with Steve McQueen, he had one, a little higher caliber, but I thought that was just such a cool gun. I mean, that looks basically like a short barrel rifle. This is actually sold as a handgun. It's made from the ground up to be a handgun. Now, the old one, I think, in the series was a rifle that they took and they just cut the stock off. This is not that. I love this gun here. I would have no problem using this as a self-defense gun if someone was to break into my house. If I put some 22 Stingers in here or some of those Aguila Super Maximums, this has a nice little pop to it. And see, one thing that people forget about self-defense is as much mental as it is, let's say, physical. I mean, everybody's worried about the caliber size and what have you. Now, don't get me wrong, the bigger the caliber, the more trauma, the more damage it's going to do. But if somebody breaks into your house and you start popping 22 rounds at them, do you think they're going to stop and ask, hey, is that a 22? Or is that a 9mm? Or is that a 357? No. most people, if you look at any situation where somebody starts firing shots in a crowd, what happens? Nobody stops to ask, hey, what kind of gun is that? What kind of round are you shooting? No. People scatter. And I'll tell you something, let me tell you a secret. Something about criminals. You listening? Criminals, just like everyone else, they don't want to get shot either. Seriously. Criminals want to do what they're doing like a job. Okay? They want to go to their job, whether it be to rob somebody, carjack, what have you, and they want to return back home safely. Nobody wants to get shot. As the gent on Gun Blast once used to say, God rest his soul, used to say, nobody wants extra holes in them. So whether you're using something like this right here, my 9mm, put that back in my holster, or else whether you're using something like this right here, a 22 semi-auto handgun, nobody wants extra holes in them. And for the most part, when criminals see that you have the ability to fight back and defend yourself, normally they move on and try to find a softer target, an easier target. So these are my top 5 picks for 22. Now there is one other one that I wanted to share with you, and this is going old school, like this one right here, the lever action. I love this gun. I love the action on it. Henry makes some of the best lever action 22s there are, if not the best. I would say the best. But let's say that you're on a budget. I'm just going to throw this one in. If you're on a budget, okay, and you just need something for the home. Now the great thing about 22 is that when it's available, the ammo's really not terribly expensive, and you can actually, if you need it to stock, you can stock a lot of it. It doesn't take up a lot of room. But let's say that you're financially challenged, okay? We all, we go through some hard times, all right? But you need something for the house, and you want something, you want a handgun. This might be an option. Maybe not for everybody, but this right here. Let me open it up. There's no rounds in it. Not pointed towards me. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I've already safety checked it. What's up, Chris? Today? All right, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll have it ready. Sorry about that. That's my neighbor. All right, just doing a safety check again. This right here is a Heritage Rough Rider 22. Now, some of you are probably looking and going, are you serious? A single action for home defense. Yes, I am. People have used single action guns. I mean, if you remember, back in the day, this was the go-to gun. Before semi-autos and all that, people went with these right here, single action guns. You've got 6 shots. You're not worried about, well, if one shot doesn't go off, just go to the next. You've got 6 shots. Put those rounds in the right place, trust me. A would-be attacker is going to back off of you. What's great about these guns here, if you're on a budget, I mean, these guns you can find for as little as $99. And they're very reliable. Granted, it's not a Smith & Wesson, it's not a Ruger, it's not a Dan Wesson. But for what it is, for $99, to buy a reliable firearm like this right here, that's going to work, you can't beat this. And the bottom line, if you start popping rounds at somebody that's breaking into your house, a home invader, after about 2, 3, 4 rounds, trust me, they're going to turn around. I'd be surprised if they didn't. Okay, and if not, You got 2 more rounds. Put them in the right place, they're going to back off of you real quick. Now these, downside, they don't, the reloading of these is a little more challenging, or it takes longer to reload these. But like I said, for $99, normally I find these at like Dunham's for like $129, $150, whatever, but sometimes you can get them for $99. You have a firearm that, granted, it's not going to be a semi-auto, it's not going to be my HK, it's not even going to be my Taurus tracker, but I'd have no problem with getting a job done with this. So anyway, and the great thing about this one here is this. Now, the cylinder I have in here now is for 22 Magnum, and 22 Magnum is no joke, all right? 22 Magnum, some of them is approaching the level of 380. Some of them are loaded really high. But what's great about that firearm there, the Henry Rough Rider, is this. If I can get it out here, get it out of the box. It's giving me some problems. Hang in there. I'm not giving up. There you go, I got it. This one right here comes with an extra cylinder. 22. So now you have a gun that's reliable, but you have dual ammo. You can shoot 22 mag, and you can shoot 22 long rifle. So that is a great choice if you're on a budget and you just have to have something for self-defense. That's a good option there. These are really well made. I haven't had any issues like with this gun whatsoever. And this is one of the few revolvers, let me show you, that actually has a safety on it. Push that up, blocks the hammer from hitting the firing pin. Push the safety down, see the red there? It'll fire. Now, there aren't too many revolvers, I can't think of any that have safeties on them. So anyway, those are my picks for 22 for home / self-defense, for carry, like what have you. I want to thank you guys for watching. This video went longer than what I had intended. If you have any questions, please leave comments. If you like my channel, please subscribe to it. And want to thank you for watching. You guys be safe. God bless. Peace. Out of all of those, this is my favorite. Not very great for carry, but man, you talk about a sweet, sweet 22 rifle. And you got 20 round mags. You can also, you gotta set it off, got 30 round mags. So anyway, although I hope and pray that we'll only have to use these for plinking and for practice. So on that note, again, guys, you be safe out there. God bless. Thanks again for watching. Peace. Red Zone 101 out.